Hi, everybody. Welcome. This will be our third Spartan check-in, and today joining us is junior swimmer Caitlyn VonFeldt. Caitlyn, welcome. Thank you for joining us today for the Spartan check-in.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So first off, tell us where are you right now? How's everything been going? Tell us what's going on in your life.
I'm in Kennesaw, Georgia at my house with my family. This is the longest I've ever been home ever because I moved from Connecticut when I went to college. And so I have never been in Georgia this long before. So it's really nice being here for this long. It's kind of like, I know, a blessing in disguise that I get to spend so much time here because I've never had that before.
Well, if you're going to be someplace, probably not too bad to be in a place that's pretty warm this time of the year too.
Yeah, it's really nice. I go outside every single day and go for a walk or a run. It's so nice.
Have you been on a co-op for this semester? So I have to imagine that's probably a little bit of a different experience than most of our normal students. What's that been like for you, and where are you co-oping, and how's that been going?
I'm co-oping in Solon, Ohio at Invent. It's an electrical fastening solutions company, and I'm a mechanical engineer co-op, and I really like it. I've really enjoyed all of the work that I'm doing. I'm on a product development team, so basically I work with a team and we develop different products. So we have lots of brainstorming sessions, and I build a lot of things on SolidWorks, and I really like the work that I'm doing. And luckily, since I'm doing a lot of things on SolidWorks and on my computer, I've been able to do my work here at home. And we just use Skype to do a lot of video chats and work meetings.
Very cool. And I actually live in Solon. I'm broadcasting right now from Solon, despite the look of the pool behind me here. So
awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. So you kind of have an interesting experience as well, because you were headed to the NCAA championships, I think a week. You would have left, I think it was almost a week to the day that the NCAA announced that they were canceling the championships. Can you take us a little bit through where you were when you found out that was being canceled? What your daily, whether they were workouts or what was going on in your life at that point when you found out it was canceled, and then what happened after that, how you got back home, kind of the aftermath of the NCAA canceling their winter championships.
Yeah, so it was pretty hectic, honestly. We found out on Thursday, and we were supposed to leave the following Monday. So we had like 3 days notice. And we had been practicing for the past like 3 weeks or something like that, getting ready for NCAAs. And we had some fears that maybe it would be canceled, but we were so close that we kind of figured it would be okay. And then I was actually in the locker room getting changed into my swimsuit when my mom called me, and I answered, and she just said, "I think it's canceled." And I kind of just stood there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to my coach. And so I hung up and I went out into the pool deck, and my assistant coach was talking to my head coach on the phone, and she didn't look too happy. And I was like, oh no, it's canceled. And so we all called our parents again, and we were all telling them how it was canceled, and we were all kind of just in shock. So once we got off the phones with our parents, we kind of just stood on the pool deck and just like didn't do anything for a couple of minutes. And then our assistant coach came over and she was like, okay, we're gonna go do something. We're gonna go bowling. And we were like, okay, that sounds good. Like, let's go bowling. And this was before like everything got shut down, so it was fine to go out. But we were kind of like, yeah, we need to do something because this feels so weird. And so we didn't even get into the pool that day. And since then, I haven't been able to go to the pools because all the pools are closed. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I've been working out in different ways that I know how to. And that weekend was when the whole school was told that they had to move out. And I thought I could stay because I was on co-op in Ohio, but they told me that I couldn't. So on Monday, my dad drove up from Georgia and he helped me pack everything up, and we left.
Wow. Well, and again, certainly kind of interesting, that you were one of the people that were, like you said, were headed for the NCAA championships that week. Have you had some time to really like reflect on that moment and to think about, hey, like, this is how my season ended, and kind of, have you had that opportunity yet to really think about how the season went?
Yeah, right in the moment when we like found out that it had been canceled, all of us were just processing for a while, and I was just kind of thinking, like, it really is unfortunate that we had made it so far and we weren't able to finish our season, but I also felt really proud that all of us had made it that far, and none of us are graduating, so I have high hopes for next year that maybe we'll be able to make it again. But I've been to NCAAs before, and it's just such a an amazing experience. I just really hope that the girls who made it this year are able to make it again, because I want all of us to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned you've been able, I think, to do some workouts. Can you take us through what that looks like for you right now, what you're able to do, and how you're kind of compensating?
Yeah, so I am lucky to be in Georgia because it's really nice outside. So I like to go outside and I'll go for a walk or a run, and I'll walk my dog sometimes. And it's really nice to just like walk around. I'm in a neighborhood, so I just walk around the sidewalk in my neighborhood. And then I have a little area in my basement that I can work out in. And so I do abs, or I'll do some legs. I don't really do a lot of lifting because I don't have any of that equipment, but that's basically all I've been doing.
Well, it's interesting because swimming is always so regimented in the training process, where you're always, you're kind of gearing up for a meet, or you're kind of, you're tapering, or so I imagine this is a little bit of a different kind of just a time period for you, where you're kind of just doing some loose workouts, where maybe especially this time of the year where you'd be coming off the NCAA championships, you wouldn't be doing that stuff necessarily.
Yeah, it is interesting because a lot of times after I'm done with my season, I don't really want to get into the pool too quickly, because it is good to take a break from swimming. But now that swimming isn't an option, I want to get back into the pool. So it's a little unfortunate, but it's okay. Hopefully the pools will open back up again relatively soon, so I'll be able to get back in.
For sure. So take us through what kind of a day in your life looks like right now, in terms of classes. I guess you're not doing classes, but what does the day in your life look like even without that? I know you said you could take some walks, but how's everything going for you on that front?
Yeah, so I wake up around like 8, and then I usually have a morning meeting with my team at about 8:30, and then I work until lunch, and I take a break for lunch, and I go up with my family and we'll eat whatever's around the house. And then I'll come back down for a couple more hours, have some more meetings. And then once I'm done working, I'll usually either spend time with my brother. We've been trying to have a marathon of Harry Potter, so that's been fun. And I've been doing a lot of like arts and crafts. I've been trying to keep myself really busy, just as much as that I can, because I don't want to get too bored, but I haven't been bored yet, so that's good. But then besides that, then I'll have dinner, and then I go work out in the evening, because then it's not too hot outside anymore.
So which Harry Potter movie did you guys make it up to? Or are you doing I assume you're talking about a movie marathon, right? Not
Yeah.
Okay, so which movie have you made it up to?
We got about halfway through the third one. We just started on Saturday. We got halfway through the third one last night, and then I got too tired because I'm just exhausted. I don't know why. But my brother and I will hopefully finish it tonight, the third one tonight.
Very cool. I've been told you're very involved with Greek life. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what you do with Greek life, and what your involvement is there?
Sure. So I'm in Pi-Phi, and last year, the calendar year, I was VPA. I was the Vice President of Administration. So I did a lot of like the secretarial work for the sorority. And I took minutes for chapter, and I set up some events and made announcements for people. And then this year, I'm no longer an executive member. I'm just more of a general member, but I've still been trying to be involved as much as I can. Plans changed very rapidly once we all had to leave school, but that's okay. I had the option of doing co-op status, which basically meant I couldn't be involved, but then I wouldn't have to pay dues since I was like not at school really. But I decided to not do that because I wanted to be involved as much as I could be, but then nobody can be involved right now because everyone's home, but that's okay. We've actually been doing a lot of we do like Friday fun activities together. So on Friday, a lot of us joined a Zoom call together and we did a yoga class together. So that was really fun. And we've been trying to do things like that.
Very cool. Very cool. How about your plans for the future? What do you want to do when you graduate? What are you looking at for kind of your plans after Case Western Reserve? I know you have a little bit of time still left on that.
Yeah. Well, since I went on co-op, I'm actually going to be staying for a 5th year, at least one extra semester, which I'm excited for because I'm good to continue school for as long as I can. And then after that, I really like the work that I'm doing right now in my co-op product development, so I'll probably look to do something similar to that. I know my company has a postgraduate program that I might look into, but other than that, I really just like want to go somewhere new. I've lived in a lot of different places in my life, so I think going somewhere that I've never lived before would be really cool. And that's really the only plan that I have.
Very cool. Okay, so we're going to conclude the interview with the same way we end all of these, and it's with I guess the segment we're calling the 5 faves. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You're going to tell me your favorite thing in each one. You ready for this? Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is going to be your favorite place on campus.
Okay, my favorite place on campus has changed every year, actually. So my first year, it was PBL because I used to go there with one of my friends, Olivia Love. We used to go in between all of our classes together, and we'd spend like hours there every day. So that was my favorite place to study. And then sophomore year, it was probably the atrium of Nord, where a lot of the swim team would take up like 3 tables, and we'd all sit there for hours. It was really fun. And then this past year was probably just my common living room in my suite in the village, because I lived with all my friends, and we had a really good time there and always studied really well there.
Cool. How about your favorite memory as an athlete at Case Western Reserve?
Oh gosh, my favorite memory as an athlete. I love training trip. Like it's difficult, but every single year I've gone and I absolutely love it. We have so much fun because finally we don't have schoolwork to worry about. We really just get to spend some quality time together on the beach, and we're all going through the practices together. We're all having the same struggles, and I think that's just like a really good bonding moment for the whole team. And this past year, it was so fun with everyone there.
Okay, you may make some enemies on this next question. Who's your favorite teammate?
My favorite teammate? Oh gosh. Can I pick more than one?
You can give me a couple. I'll allow it.
Okay. Well, then I have 2 favorite teammates. They're actually my roommates, Caroline Dudenhafer and Olivia Love. We've lived together for the past 2 years, and we're living together this next year too. And all 3 of us are also captains together this year, which is really exciting. So I love them, and I hope that we continue to stay friends for forever, which I'm sure we will. So it's really great.
It's really smart picking your roommates, by the way. Otherwise, you might. But how about your favorite meal at Case Western Reserve? I mean, it could be an on-campus meal or something in the area. But when you're in Cleveland, what's your favorite meal?
Well, on campus, it's the chicken parm at Fribley. I really like their chicken parm, and I eat a lot of it when it's an option. But off campus, I love Kenco. Kenco is my favorite restaurant off campus.
Very cool. And how about your favorite class that you've taken at Case Western Reserve?
My favorite class I've taken, probably design and manufacturing with Professor Collins. I was in a really big group of like 7 people, and we designed a marine debris collector in like a harbor area. And we just kind of designed it like from scratch. It was so fun. We had a whole semester to do it, and then we presented it. I really liked that because it really took me through the whole product development process, and now I'm using all of that in my co-op now, so that's really cool.
Very cool. Caitlyn, thank you again for joining us, and best to you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and again, we really appreciate you checking in with us today.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for checking in.